Hello friends, good morning, good afternoon. In this session, we are going to see derived table in SQL Server. So let's start. First of all, we will see the definition. Derived table is an example of subquery that is used in the from clause of a select statement to retrieve the set of records. Means this is the select star from, and there is a open parenthesis and close parenthesis. Inside there is a complex query or a simple query, and we are applying the wrapper to it, right? And we are making the alias as a t, means t will act as a derived table. And why we are using the derived table? Suppose there is a select query, means inside that open parenthesis and close parenthesis, there is a multiple joints used, and we did some calculation in it, and there is a complex queries form, but we have to hide that complexity, and we are applying the wrapper to it. Then there is a new query will form, and then we can join that particular t with other tables as well, no problem in it. And so at that situation we can use the derived table. And when a derived table is defined as a divide database object is not created, means suppose we are creating the derived table at here, and inside the database there is a no any database object will create, and derived table falls out of the scope when the query outer query completes. Means suppose this is the inner query, correct, and this is the outer query. When the execution is complete, means select star from this t, then yeah, the scope will vanish. That is the purpose behind of this statement. And no need to retrieve and insert. Means suppose whatever the result set is coming from this select query, we have to insert into the another table and then select it. So instead of that, what we have to do? Select star from, just open parenthesis and close parenthesis, place the select query inside it, and yeah, that's it. Means as a alias, give the name. Means instead of t, we can use the tab. So it is possible, no problem. And subquery. First of all, we will see the subquery so that you will get some idea about it. Means let's say department is the table, and there is a employee is the table, correct? So employee, and what we have to do? First of all, retrieve all the employees, retrieve the department ID of all the employees. So I am retrieving the department ID, correct? And so this is the we will get all department ID of all employees. And what we have to do? First of all, select star from department, where department ID in. So this is nothing but the department ID in. This is nothing but the subquery. This is the outer query and this is the inner query. Means subquery, we can call it as a subquery. So here we will get list of the department ID from this result set, and we are searching the department ID in. Means right now in department we have a 5 IDs, means 5 records, but we are getting only those records those are present in the employee table. Got it? So if we execute it, yeah, we will get only 2 records because those records are present in the employee table, means those department ID present in the employee. The purpose behind of this explanation is, means there is a subquery, means it it would be right as a subquery, means inside this whatever the data we are getting from it, so we are applying the wrapper for that, and then we will get the result. And inside it there is a complex query or a joint query. Means we are applying the joins in on a multiple tables, and there is a function is used. The syntax of derived table is so simple. Means select star from, then open parenthesis, then write the SQL query, means select query inside it, and then close the parenthesis and tab. The tab will act as a derived table. Either we can set it as a t as well, means it is the lights. We can mention the name as you want. And one more thing, whatever the as per the definition point of view, when a derived table is defined, means T is defined, the database object is not created. Means inside the database there is a no any object which is create as name as a T. Okay, and the derived table falls out of the scope when the outer query completes. Means let's say select query run the first, and then that query will pass the result set to the outer query, and means select star from here. If you used 10 columns, and then out of that 10 columns we are using the 3 columns here, no problem. And whatever the data, means whatever the result set is come from it when we execute this query, so that T will act as a derived table, and it we can't use that particular T or a means derived table for further use, because that execution is done and the scope is vanished. So that is the purpose behind of this statement. And then no need to retrieve and insert. No need to retrieve and insert, it means suppose select the result from it, means retrieve the data from the this result set, correct, means this query, and then insert into the another table. Means suppose there is a, first of all we have to create the table, correct, create table, sorry, create table, either it is a physical or temp table or a table variable, correct, and then insert into table and select from, correct, select whatever the column we have to define we can, and select star from query, means whatever the inner query we used. So these statement we don't need. Ins Means only one statement we can do that at functionality, means we are retrieving the data but no need to select, no need to insert it. Means there is a one wrapper we have to add over here, and then we will get the data, we will act as, means it will act as a T. And one more thing, uh, let's say from scope point of view or users point of view, select star from this select query, and then it will act as a T. But one more thing here, we can't use that particular T object for further use, but in this case we can use physical table, temp table, table variable for further use. Let's take on one example. uh, for the project is the table, yeah, and then I'm inserting the data it, okay, and right now there is a select star from project order by 2 or 3, means there is a Rohan is the employee, and who assigned, means there is an internal project and wealth management. If you observe, there are the duplication of the records, means let's say Roshan, there is an internal project and wealth management, Sagar there is a HR management and survey management. Here is the duplication, complete row duplication, means three times here. And what we have to do, we have to identify the duplicate records from it. So this is our the objective. So how to find that? First of all, I have to write the simple query. Correct. Select EMP name, EMP ID, sorry, EMP ID, EMP name, project name, and then row number. We are applying the partition on these three columns. Order by EMP ID. Then order by EMP ID as a RN, means record number. Uh, so if we execute it, and then you will get, means EMP ID, EMP name, HR management. The same record is duplicate, means there is a first EMP ID, Sagar and HR management replicated for three times, and we have to take only one, right, and this is the records we have to mark it as a duplicate, and we can delete it. First of all, our objective is just find the duplicate records, means inside the result set there are single records as well, but here is the duplication, correct, so our objective is to find the duplicate. And then in single statement you could do, there is a row number application, means we can apply the row number. And if we apply here, where uh, rn is equal to 2, it can be rn is greater than 2, it can be possible, no, because this is the one result set, we have to store it somewhere, and then we can filter that data, means rn is equal to 1 or rn is greater than 2, rn is greater than 1. So what we have to do, either we can insert that result set into the another table variable, temp table or physical table, and then again we have to select. So instead of that, what we can do, or we can use city over here as well. But the another approach is, whatever the data come from it, we are just selecting and make it as a wrapper, and then make it as a one small alias as a derived table. So let's see, select star from whatever the data come from it, so we'll act as a one result set, correct? Select star from, and then we can filter that data where rn is greater than 1. If we have to rn is equal to 1, then you will get single record, means particular Sagar HR management, then Roshan, means there is a single records, and whatever the duplicate records, means those are replicated multiple times. So we can simply delete it, or we can mark it as a mm, we have to delete. So but right now our objective is how to find the duplicate records, so using this way we can do that. And purpose behind of this explanation is what, means objective is, inside it there is a complex query, means select star from, it is the, instead of star we can use the emp id, emp name or project name, or just you can mention the emp id as well, no problem. Yeah, got it. And here then we can use the distinct, so you will get the single record from it, means 1 2 3, these three records having the duplicate records inside the results, so we can do that as well. But my objective is, yeah, how to find the duplicate records, correct? And we will get that using the table variable. First of all, whatever the data come from it, we are means we are applying the wrapper for it, and t will act as a derived table, and inside that particular t there is a data of the inner query, and we are just filtering that data, means let's say select star from t, we will get all the data, and with rn, and rn is the filter, means if we apply rn is equal to 1, then we will get 5 or 6 records, then rn is greater than, so it will give us the duplicate records, got it? So this is the complex query or a joint query, we can use the joint over here as well, and then whatever the data come from it, we can simply uh, act as a, we can simply call it as a derived table, and then we can do the join over that, or there is a filter operation we can do, there is a group by operation we can do inside it or outside it as we want. And then uh, next thing is join the derived table. So employee is the table, correct? Means inside it there are three or, means actually right now I am using the four columns over here: id, first name, last name, and department id. And we have to join, uh, means inside it there is a complex query also, no problem. And then we have to, right now our purpose is, we have to join that particular derived table, means inside there is a complex query is written, means there is a multiple calculation over here on the employee table, and then we will get the data as a, we will act as a, it means it will act as a t as a derived table, and then we are making the join on that particular t, means inner join with department alias as a d, and then T contains the three columns, means like a ID, first name, last name, department ID, correct? And then T dot department ID is equal to D dot department ID, means it contains department contains two columns and it contains the four columns. So the result will be a six columns. Yeah, there is a six columns data we will get, and out of that we will choose as we want, means first name or last name and then uh, name instead of the ID. Means if we no need ID, then just whatever the columns we require. So mention that purpose behind of this is join, how to use the join with derived table. And then next thing, as I said, inside the derived table, let's say here is the explanation, means let's say this is the query inside the table where inside the derived table, means let's say T will act as a derived table and we are joining with a department. And one more thing, here is the function is used, correct? So what that function is doing, means let's dbo dot function concat name, first name comma last name, and we will get the full name. So first of all we will see the definition of the function, means let's say create function name, we are passing the two parameters to it, first name and last name, and we will get the full name as a result. So yeah, I think I created it already, so no need to create it again. And call that function, miss, let's say select db.concat name Ajit Mehta. So both are the concatenation done, and then we will get the as a full name. Got it? And for each row, we have to do that operation. So here I am calling that function inside the select, and we are passing the first name and then last name. Okay, and why we are using the department ID here? Because we have to join that particular T um, dinner table with the department. That's why we required the department ID. And if we not use, then how that will appear? That's why department ID we have to mention, and no need to mention. It can be possible, but mm, uh, here is the first name and last name will act as a from employee. Got it? And execute it. So you will get means first name, then department ID. Uh, Here we we will get all the columns, but instead of that we required the full name. Then you can mention the full name, means as a employee name, and from the department. So d dot name as a as debt name. And in select statement, means here is the select statement. Here we are getting the data from this T table and then department table, all the columns of that. And uh, if we require two columns, then you can define only two columns, means like as a full name. From this result set we are getting ID, department ID, full name, but I am using the full name over here. And d dot name means from this is the D, correct? And D having the two columns, department ID and D name, so I use the name. So this is the simple uh, derived table. Means here you can use the complex query, or there is a joint or a function inside it, and then you can use that particular derived table with other tables as a joint. Then next thing, how to create it? Yeah, we seen how to create it, means there is a definition we seen, select star from, then inside it there is a select query, open parenthesis and close parenthesis, and make the allies for that. Then next thing, how to use it? Yeah, we seen, yeah, how to use it. And then one more thing, I suppose there is a s- let's say here this is the one derived table, means here t will act as a derived table, and in the same session I am using the same derived table. It can be possible, yes, it can be possible. And after the statement means the scope of that particular derived table, it will get vanished after the select statement, and we can use the another derived table. Yeah, there is a no any problem. Yeah, how to use it and where it is stored. Yeah, it is available in the memory, because all the results said means whatever the data come out from this um inner query, it is in the memory RAM. So same data will act as a means it will store in the RAM or memory, and inner join with department, and then we will get the final data. Means there is a no any physical table, temp table, table variable like that. We are storing that particular inside the database. Yeah. Can we create the index on it? No, because there is a no any um actually, like while creating the table, we are having the some definition of it, and after that we can create the index on the physical table or the temp table. But here there is a no any scope. And then can we create the constraint on it? No, it is just the select query. So here we can't. And then can we create the derived table inside the stored procedure? Yes, we can use in a stored procedure. Can we create the derived table in the function? Yes, we can use the this derived table inside the function, or a function inside the derived table. Yes, we can. And then uh, how to drop it? Yeah, there is a no need to drop it, because after the select statement it will the scope of the data table, it will get vanished. Select star from t, so it will say, yeah, what is the t? Got it? Invalid object t, because the scope is finished and then you are accessing the t, so it will not allowed. Yes, then scope. Yeah, as I said, scope means after the select statement is done, the scope will get vanished, so we can't use it. And then name over return means name over return. It means in same session we can create the derived table with same name. Yeah, it is applicable. Means yeah, it can be allowed. Means here is the T and T same, or here is the tab. It can be also allowed. Actually, tab will be also allowed, no problem, because it is a separate name. But when we are applying the same name, then it will allowed. Means no overwritten is possible. Yeah. If you want a query, then you can go on a blog, learn SQL with sagar.blogspot.com, and the link is same posted on the um, videos description. And yeah, there is a derived table. I created the post for that, and yeah, you will get the query for this. Means how to write and for your practice. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, please share it and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Bye bye.